Hello, Miss Lisa. First one in. Hi, Lynette. Hi, Valerie. Hello, girls. Hi, Leah. Hi, hi, hi. I am so happy to see all your little faces. I'm sitting here in my jammies on my bed. I'm calling this planner scope Keeping It Real. I wanted to, yay! Well, thank you so much for shopping at my store. I wanted to kind of do listers or talk about listers pretty much the way that I usually do listers, just on my bed, if we're being perfectly honest with ourselves. They are owl PJs. Oh, and that's right. You just reminded me. I actually am intending to film this in landscape because hi from Singapore. I am going to try to upload all of my periscopes from now on. And I was reading that the best way to film for YouTube is this direction, which makes it a little, hi Florida, yes, landscaping. It makes it a little awkward to read your comments, but I'm going to power through because I want people who can't see Periscope to be able to watch this, and they can see all your little comments. Yes, I am going to PlannerCon. This is true. Yay! Well, thank you, Patty. Well, I am so glad to hear that, Val. I'm going to talk to you about Listers Got a List and um, what it's meant to me and why I started it. And I wanted to kind of show you my little setup for how I kind of execute my little Listers Got a List decorating kit. And I wanted to show it to you because I know a lot of you girls, December is a very busy month, right? And I wanted to make sure that we all had a chance to like get ideas of how we could kind of set up a lister's kit on the go if you had to, or make something simple that you could keep in the family room or in your car, wherever you have a chance to do some listing. So that's awesome. I am so glad to hear. There's more and more people who love doing listing in their planner, which is an excellent idea. There's so many different ways to do listing. So on the go, yes, Miss Daniela, I'm sure you you probably have an amazing crafty setup at home. So basically what I wanted to show you girls is, sorry, that was my finger. I love how it clicks off as soon as I go to show it to you. Okay. So I wanted to show you, this is the challenge sheet, and I create this every single month, and it has the little list prompts all lined up there for the month. And yes, I actually did have an error in them this time around, which I apologize for that. It seems like I always have one. No matter how hard I try to edit, I always end up with one anyway. So I wanted to show you, this was my little setup that I had for, this is how I do the challenge sheet. Very high tech. And then over here is the Listers Got a List website. So I wanted all of us to look at it again. Oh, that's okay, Sarah. You don't have to print it right now. We're just talking. We're just all hanging out together. I got my jammies on. Hopefully a lot of you have got your jammies on. It's probably 9 o'clock for some of you, 8 o'clock, 7 o'clock. Some of you are just getting home from work or just finished dinner. So let's talk about listers and what it has meant to me. Why did I start listers? I had done a challenge with another group called 30 Lists, and I really enjoyed it. It was one of the very first times I ever did a challenge all the way through to the end, beginning to end. And I was so inspired. It was the first time that I had ever gotten crafty like that, almost like scrapbooking, but not really. And I absolutely loved it. Yay! A lot of us, actually, I encouraged a lot of planner girls to join 30 Lists. They have it twice a year. So when the month was coming to a close and they were not going to do it again, a lot of girls said, hey Corey, why don't you do your own list challenge, because we really, really want to participate. And that really moved me because far be it from me to stop, the cycle of getting crafty. And I enjoyed it so much and learned so much from it that I wanted to share that with you. So I put together Lister's Got a List. The essence of it is a very simple, easy way of memory keeping. A lot of us are not scrapbookers. I'm not a scrapbooker. I have yet to cross that bridge when I jump in the big scrapbooking pool. So what I was able to handle, what I could do, was doing a very simple form of what is called listing. Let me see, I'm going to push this back here so we can lay this flat. This is my very first list book, and it was for April, and that was when yay, that got you scrapbooking. So it's like a mini scrapbook. You don't have to include pictures, but you certainly could. The purpose and point of it is to really, well, there's actually a couple purposes. One is for you to spend time doing something for yourself, a little creative, crafty time for you. A lot of the prompts are designed to ask questions about you. Before you were a mommy, before you were a wife, before you were in the career you're in, there was a time in your life where you were fancy free, and it was all about what you liked and your favorite cereals when you were a kid and what school was like for you. Those are things that are important to remember. And one day, believe it or not, you won't be here, and this will be a keepsake that your kids are going to cherish. It's going to be something that will give them insight to you that you don't normally share on a daily basis. And how you decorate it or what you share is completely up to you. This is it's a personal thing. You can opt not to do the daily list prompt. You can alter the daily list prompt so it does speak to you. We have listers all over the world. There are tens of thousands of listers that are in countries globally. So sometimes the prompts don't work with the right season. Like Australia often has trouble. They're going into summer, not winter right now. So the seasonal prompts are sometimes troubling for them. Or we don't all celebrate the same kind of holidays, so we have to make adjustments. So those are things that I have found to be very interesting. But that's the wonderful part of listers, is I encourage you to alter them to what works for you. So in doing this, it taught me a whole lot about my capabilities of being crafty and doing something I liked and sharing it with others, being brave enough to print it. I am so glad you loved that little notebook. I did too. So I got in the habit of printing out my list prompts. This was the very first month we ever did it, and I just taped it, or glued it, I should say, on the inside of my cover. And basically, the list prompt, you just kind of tape each one down. I print out mine on sticker paper. It's like a clear address label is actually what it is. And I format those for all of you to make it super simple. And every day is a new list prompt. Day one of this one was reasons why I love being a planner girl. And I think I could probably come up with more than just 6. But that's what I opted to do for this particular list. And this was my first time doing my own challenge. So I just came up with the list. I did not plan it to make it easy for myself. I just came up with things I thought people would be interested in capturing. My favorite songs of all time. This one was the favorite brands of clothing I wore in high school. This one was especially cool to me because I actually had quite a few of these photos. These were actually magazine ads from the 80s, and I actually had them on my wall when I was in junior high and high school. So it was really cool finding them on Pinterest of all places. I used to have that on my closet door. This was from a spree. There's Cyndi Lauper. So what I do remember about this particular list prompt is a lot of girls made comments that I found kind of sad. A lot of girls had bad memories of high school because they couldn't afford to wear name brand clothing. A lot of girls, wore thrift store clothing, and I actually did by choice because that became it became popular when Molly Ringwald did Pretty in Pink. So a lot of girls I knew shopped at the thrift store, but it kind of made a lot of girls feel bad, and so it really made me be really more, I guess, cognizant of how some prompts could bring up bad memories for people. And I always encourage people to, turn the prompt around if it's something that's making you feel sad. That's certainly not what I want for anyone, is for them to feel bad um, about something they didn't have or couldn't experience. So I've always encouraged, I've always encouraged adapting them. So here was favorite planner supplies, and this was me experimenting with my little pocket printer for the first time, and showing pictures of actual photos I'd taken and posted on my Instagram feed. So, and this one was my favorite quotes or scriptures, and all of these were scriptures that I added, which I printed out first on computer paper. So as you can see, I learned a lot from doing this. This kind of evolved my style, and it was the first time I started using the layering the circles, and then I actually launched those because I designed them specifically for Listers Got a List. A lot of people ask, what do you do with those? Well, this was really the reason they were invented, was to become a kind of way of highlighting a number in your listing challenge. And here's the ladies that I added. And here's how the first time I ever used one of the library card pockets. And I loved it so much that I was like, I'm adding these all the time because it's fabulous. That one had a little feather in it. And I had actually cut up a dictionary for the first time. It was like a gift that my father had given me when I was in high school. And I felt horrible, but I actually cut it up. And now I have a piece of a gift he'd given me in my book, which I love. And here's how I was doing the Listers challenge on a library card. So this is why I always add them to the kits, is because I just think they're so cool. I'm sure it's because I'm a little book nerd and I had a love affair. Hi, Miss Julie. I had a love affair with the library, but this is the reason why I add them, because they're a super cute, fun way of doing your lists. So, and they're almost like an adult pop-up book, because you have like this fun little interactive little card that goes in and out. I love that. Yes, the dictionary idea. You guys, you can get an old dictionary for cheap at a vintage store. You can get one for $1. And they make the best background because they're nice and vintagey and super simple. This was just putting down my favorite washi. So here's a bunch of samples. And the funny thing is most of these little washi samples are still ones I use today. Like 8 months later, they're still my favorites. Still my favorite. And then here was me using the emoji sticker stamp with my little gumball stickers. Are those not adorable or what? This prompt was my phobias. I thought I was so clever. So I actually I started getting in the habit of printing out my my list prompts. My answers, I would type them up and print them out and cut them up and tape them in. That became the simplest, easiest way ever to do my listing. Once I started doing it, I was so hooked. So here's me using all my gumball stickers with the little stamps. And here's my favorite layering circle, is the hash mark one. And I would just stamp it with a number, and this is my favorite emoji ever. So here's my favorite expressions, then and now, and then and now. So I look at this and I have really fond memories of how fun it is to get all creative, and it was really exciting to do something, that I thought, I don't know, I never really would have imagined that I was capable of this. And I think a lot of you girls don't realize it either, and that is why when you start listing, you fall in love, because you start challenging yourself. Now, this is a very extreme form of listing. You don't have to be this fancy at all. You could simply just write out your answers on note paper, and a lot of women do. There are tons of girls who just write their answers in their planner. They're not trying to be all fancy. And sometimes, you know what? Just spending that little time, that little quiet time, just thinking about yourself, your answers, and just jotting it down is good enough. Do not feel bad. There's no pressure. There's not a test. It's not a club where you have to be all like crazy decorating in order to be part of it. I started this challenge because I wanted to give that gift to each of you. The knowledge that you can do it if you want to, that it's time for you to spend, have that time for yourself. And a lot of women have started doing it with their children, which is why I have Little Listers Got a List. So it encourages kids to kind of do memory keeping as well. So this was I had a lot of fun doing this level of decorating, and but it is certainly not required. And I always feel bad when I see women, kind of be down on themselves because they didn't do as much as other women. And this is just, it's all so personal to each and every one of you. I never want you to feel bad that, you didn't go crazy with the decorating. Signs, I am an introvert. That was one of my very favorite lists ever. And I picked this emoji specifically because he always has that little awkward look on his face, and that's kind of how I feel most introverts look. And that's right, it is about making your heart sing and making mistakes. I have glued the wrong things down on the paper or put them on the wrong page. I have stamped things so incorrectly or badly that I end up having to cover over with paper. But when I look at this now, I don't see any of that. I just look at this and go, this was so cool that I took the time to do this. And now actually I'm sitting here feeling bad that I haven't been doing it. Shame. I just shamed myself. So this was something I loved, what I love about my husband. So on this prompt, you could talk about anything you loved. What I love about my planner or my soccer team or my coworkers. But, having a husband is fairly new to me. So I thought I would put one in there for him because I really thought that was, I really loved that. So now I get to actually have this whole little book that is something I can reference. Even 8 months later, I can come back to it and look and go, wow, that was my answer then. If I do this a year from now, what would my answers be then? And absolutely use a planner. You don't have to use an insert. In fact, inserts are kind of funny because they start getting very chunky monkey. Like, look, they're like ridiculous, right? Like this whole book is in this one traveler's notebook. I personally like how thick and chunky it is, but yeah, it's awkward. You probably couldn't put more than one inserts in there. So I always try and include some kind of prompt that makes you say something nice about yourself or talk about your positive attributes. A lot of girls have a hard time with that, which makes me so sad. Because you should always be your number one fan, ladies. Your number one fan should be you, top of the list. So I always make sure to include things like that to kind of force you to think in that stream of thought, like, well, what do I love about myself? How do I rock? How am I awesome? So I do make sure that I include prompts like that. So I do put a lot of thought into the prompts. I do have purpose for doing them the way that I do. They are all geared towards you ending up with a book that you can be at the end of the month, be proud of because it has all these fun, cool things about yourself and things you've recorded. So this month, the listing prompts were very much about the holidays. And for a lot of us, holidays can either be full of joyful memories, and for some of us, they are kind of painful. So I tried to be very positive in what I wanted, two girls to think about and reflect on. Obviously, not all of us celebrate Christmas, and again, these are prompts that you are free to change. If Christmas is not your holiday, but you celebrate Hanukkah or Kwanzaa or whatever it is that you celebrate, I encourage you, please change the prompt to what it is meaningful to you. In this case, what I do with all of the list prompts each month is you get the challenge sheet, which I did not print out, and then you get these list prompts. And a lot of people will print them on regular paper, but I actually designed them so that you could print them on an address label. And I use these. They're the Avery, the 8660, and they're just clear address labels. And that's what I print mine out on each month. And then it makes it super easy. Let's see how easy. Can I do it with one hand? Is it that easy? It is! Okay, so my very first prompt on December 1st will be favorite holiday memories. So what are all your favorite memories, the ones that were good and made you happy to think about? So that is what these are for, is so that you have a very simple way of just adding this to your page. Now what the challenge sheet is for, not only are there directions and telling you exactly what to do, but you also have ideas for what you can use to do your listing in, and things to decorate with if you so choose. So I included those. And sometimes I feel like a lot of people just kind of gloss over all that or don't read it and they just cut that out. But there are a lot of tips in there of what you can use for listing. So your challenge sheet here, these are all numbered. In theory, they should match exactly what you have here on your challenge sheet. I'm sorry, your list prompts. So you should have your favorite December memories, and see right here, favorite holiday memories. See, I think I have the wrong one up. I think that's the old one, because I actually edited this. Wow. I'm not even good at even showing you guys the video. I don't know. I don't know what my problem is. I'm sorry. But let's embrace imperfection and move on. Okay, so favorite holiday recipes would be number 2, and there is your second one of the day. So that would be December 2nd. You would do favorite holiday recipes. For many of us, we would probably think about things our grandmother cooked or our mom cooked. So those are things, our aunts, that you would want to record for day 2. So you get the idea, right? For those of you who have not done ListersGottaList before, that is why I have the challenge sheet, is just to give you the guidance of what order you're doing them in, and then you just find the matching cookies, right? We all have favorite cookie recipes for Christmas. So here's the ListersGottaList website. Okay, so this is where you sign up to get the challenge, the sheet and the list prompts delivered right to your inbox. You have to do nothing. And I will tell you this, girls, a lot of times those the email ends up in your spam folder. I know, I am so insulted, but it does. And if it doesn't end up in your spam folder, it ends up in your promotions folder if you are on Gmail. I get a lot of emails saying I didn't get it, but the truth is the majority of the time, that is where it goes. So you will see here that there is the sign up for the monthly challenge, and there is also a place to shop for the kits. And then there is the little ListersGottaList, because I have been trying really hard to include a little list challenge for them as well. And if you are having trouble with the newsletter, you absolutely do not see it anywhere you've looked, you can download it here, right here by clicking this button. There is a video, as you will see, that is the same book that is right here. So I made a video of how I set up my book and what I was doing with it and talking about it. And if you have not watched it or have not done listers, I would encourage you to watch it, because I tell you why it's so important to do this and give you a pep talk. So it'd be great if you watched it. A lot of women will have found me through that video, and they absolutely love listing. So the other fun thing is, if you're new, look! April, May, June, July, all of it. Yes, you know, oh no, you have to go plug in your phone because your battery's dying. I am going to make a point of doing that. I will. I get asked that a lot, and I have been a slacker because my whole life has been about trying to get the stickers launched. So I have not been listing as I should. But I did want to show you that I do have my list supplies, and I wanted to kind of show you what I'm doing and give you ideas. So I do have a Jolly Holly kit. Okay, I'm horrible at saying the name of my own kit. So this kit, which I thought was awesome because it features October Afternoon's little ephemera. I can never say that word. It's like a running joke. If you've ever watched my listers videos, I can never say that word. Anyway, there's two, count them, two die cut kits in there, which make decorating super fun. Plus you get 3 sheets of stickers, and these are for numbering all your little listers kits. And then, like I mentioned before, I always include the little library card pockets because they make the fastest, easiest way of decorating a page. It goes so much faster. So, and then there is a stamp that has this really cute retro little Merry Christmas. And there is 2 stamp pads in your traditional red and green, and a little glue stick. This is the magical glue that I absolutely love. And then it has this personal size little insert book. And there are kits left. Our store is currently shut down at the moment because we are madly processing all of the Black Friday orders. Holy moly, girls. You girls love sale. That's all I gotta say. So this little book is the perfect size for someone who's either trying to get their feet wet, I should say. And I thought about it because with it being so busy and with the holidays, it's just the right size. Like, I looked at it and went, I would like to decorate that. So this is what I went with, was this personal size insert book. So if you wanted to give this whole kit as a gift, you have everything you need in here to actually do the challenge. And so here's an example of the layering circle stickers with the number sticker. And, well, thank you. That's such a nice thing to say. Number 1 on the list. I'll take that. So, now that I've made a mess, I just want to show you something because I saw this earlier in the Facebook group. So I like to use these little trays that I get from the Container Store, and I set these up for different purposes. A lot of times I fill them full of like cut paper. It's called my paper punch buffet. So I punch paper, I cut up paper, and then I fill the whole tray with the pieces. But this time I wanted to show you that I was setting it up for listers by filling the little pieces. And one of the fun little things, you're right, there has only been one time, the very first kit I ever did had booklets, and then I stopped doing that because a lot of people have their own way of doing listing and not necessarily in an insert, and so I didn't want to force that upon people. So I went ahead and I made it optional. Like I sell them in my store. I have my own Reset Girl Edition books. But, sorry, it's kind of noisy wrapping, isn't it? Okay, I think what I'm going to do, I'm going to move that stuff out and move this stuff in. So I'm putting all my little ephemera pieces in there. I think if I say it fast, it might sound like I'm saying it better or right. Ephemera, 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 ephemera. Oh, there we go. Okay. So there's one little set in here. So, oh, and some washi too. And this washi, which I've actually owned for months, I did not think of this as Christmas washi until I put it with this kit. And then I was like, oh my gosh, it's the perfect Christmas washi. Isn't that funny? Yeah. I physically punch the paper when I have a hard day. Our husbands, it's so cute. They don't get our world, but it's okay. Okay, let me, okay, I'm holding this, trying to hold this washi with my legs so that I can show you the magic. Let me see, maybe that's enough. See how cute it is? It's so Christmassy, but you wouldn't think of it to look at it. But it does have that little whimsical kind of Christmas look. It even has like little stripies on it. Ephemera. Ephemera. That's right, right? Ephemera, 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 ephemera. I know, we all say it differently. I just have become super self-conscious of it. So now every time I do a video or anything, I'm just like, oh, I know I'm going to say it wrong. And I psych myself up. It'll be my nemesis until the end of time. I'll never be able to say it right, I'm sure. Okay, so anyway, as an example, you could go ahead and undo your whole kit into a little tray like this, thecontainerstore.com. You can get 2 of these little trays for $6.99. I have a stack of them and I fill them full of paper and stuff because I love to have all my decorating supplies super organized and ready to go. So you can make like a little lister's kit like that if you wanted to. As an example, the other thing that you can do for decorating your little book is paper. You do not have to spend money on a fancy kit or ephemera or any of that. You can use simple scrapbook paper as a way of creating your own little die cuts. I went through my collection and I found paper that was not necessarily Christmas, but I'm not really a super traditional girl when I decorate my Santa. I like things being more subtle. The only one here that is actually a Christmas is this one and this one. Scrapbook paper and journaling cards. You could totally get away with just those. So here's just paper I picked out that has a kind of Christmassy feel. And then I actually had one sheet that was an actual Christmas and that one. So I use different punches. This punch right here, which is made by We Are Memory Keepers, punches the perfect size, journaling card size. It punches a 3x4 with rounded corners, which is really awesome. So if you just had this, you could just punch paper and use it as a background for your little book. And I also have a little banner punch like that. I have a little tab punch so I can make tabs for my lister's book, like so. This is my favorite tab punch in the world. This is the only one I use for making all my planner dividers. It's also another We Are Memory Keepers. There's different tab punches. This is the one that's the teal color one. There's also a purple one and a pink one. And then my final one that I like to use is a circle. So I just can layer a bunch of circles. So I think I can do this with one hand. Maybe. See, so it's just a matter of punchy punch. And that gives you a little circle. So I would sit here and just punch paper. So literally I am punching paper. And I would go ahead and just fill up my tray with these little pieces and use them like I would a die cut. I can use them with my stickers or my washi. We all have lots of little supplies. You guys don't have to have fancy stuff. You could use paper. You can use a magazine and punch pieces. You can print stuff off there are like free printables. If you go on Pinterest, I see those kind of often. There's a lot of women who have blogs that make free holiday printables. That you can just search free holiday printables and go ahead and print them out and use them in your lister's book. So this is a perfect example of being resourceful with just, simple things. And a lot of us have scrapbook paper. If you don't, scrapbook paper is one of those inexpensive things. And at Michael's, they're always having a deal where you can get you can get a deal like they have them for like eight sheets for $1 or something. So do I ever run out of layout designs? You know what? Sometimes I think I overthink it, and I got really fancy right out of the gate by doing these really elaborate designs. Oftentimes the listers layouts that I really love the most when I look at the group on Facebook are the simplest ones. They just are super simple and easy, and you can execute them without a whole lot of thought. I spend a lot of time doing it this way. So that's something to consider. If you want to set yourself up for success and not have to think so much about how you're going to construct each and every one, I would just grab a bunch of paper and punch it and cut the heck out of it and just use that collection for the whole month. That way everything kind of coordinates. These particular list prompts are all very similar because they have that kind of holiday, there's a holiday theme to them. So this is actually a list prompt list that is perfect for being very similar in your book. It does not have to be elaborately different each time. So you do not have to worry if you missed very much of this, because I am actually going to upload this to YouTube. We actually figured out how to do it. Yay! And we figured out how to do it with the comments. Yay! So you guys can actually see your little comments when you watch it. Oh, this is what I wanted to show you too about doing Lister's Got a List on the run. See, Michael's has a sale right now. They always have a sale. That's one thing you can count on them, is that they always have their scrapbook paper on sale. So here I have one of those Orla Kylie. It's like a beauty organizer bag, but I use this as one of my planner essential bags. And what's cool about this is you can set it up for listing. I put acrylic stamps here in the center pocket, and then in this one I have a roller stamp, and I have some pens, I have a glue stick, I keep a little pair of scissors in here, and then in these pockets, which actually has a little roll of washi I smuggled in there, I actually keep journal cards in here. So you can set yourself up with a very simple little decorating kit to make it really easy if you happen to be like at your kids' soccer game or their hockey practice, or piano lessons, or you're at the dentist's office. You know, you moms have a lot of kid-oriented kind of projects and practices that you have to attend. This is something you could do sitting in the car or sitting in the seats, is doing something simple like putting your list prompt answers on the back of a journal card. And then you could just glue it in like so. Put the little list prompt header up there and done. Again, it does not have to be super fancy. It's not the decorating. The decorating is fun. If you have the time, please do it. But at the end of the day, this is really about you leaving this kind of keepsake behind. It's something that you've chronicled your life, because you're only going to have one December of 2015. That's the last one you'll ever have, first and last. So it's kind of like a little time capsule of what your life was like in December of 2015. Because I can tell you, if I were trying to think about what my December was like in 2008, I couldn't tell you anything. I have no memory of it. I don't know anything special or cool if it happened. If I had something like this to refer back to, that would have been nice. And that's the reason why I wanted to kind of start this and get you guys going. And that for some of us, scrapbooking is just, it's not the right season of our life to do it. Some of us make an effort because that is a priority, but a lot of us don't. I didn't, because I never felt like my life was worth scrapbooking, to be perfectly honest with you. I did not have the time. I was a single mom, so I didn't have the time or the money to do stuff like that. And now that I have more time, I just really lack the inclination, I guess. This is the kind of like memory keeping that I can handle. So there, here's an example of the small stamps that you can stick in a little bag like this. There are lots of stamps that are in this, let's see, it's probably a 3x4 size. This is from Citrus Twist. This type of size stamp is usually the one I try and look for most, because they're super simple to travel with and easy with. See, and some of us, yep, with the grown kids, you have more time, but maybe it's still not your cup of tea. Maybe just scrapbooking isn't for you, and that's okay. But this is a much simpler way of doing it. It's kind of like having a little diary, but it's in list format, so there's no pressure that you have to write, you know, like a whole lot of your deep thoughts. It's just something simple that you can jot down. Most of us are natural list makers. If you're in the planner community, listing probably will come natural to you. And I would highly encourage you girls to share listers with your friends. Share it with your mom. This year, I am making a point to put together a list kit for my mom, because I really want her to fill out the answers. I really want that, because one day I'm not going to have my mom. And I would love to know what her favorite holiday memories were, what her favorite recipes were. I don't know those answers, but if I get her to fill them out, I certainly will. So that is my Christmas present that I'm going to ask for this year. I'm so sneaky like that. And I'm sure she'll feel obligated to fill it out once I tell her it's my Christmas present. So here is another supersized beauty organizer, and this is from Orla Kylie. It's new, so they actually do have this in Target right now. It's not something you have to find on eBay. And it's much bigger. So like, Huge is in its full size glory, and then here's the little one that I just showed you. So to me, this is the kind of like kit that you'd put together and like work on your bed, or this is kind of like if I go for at least a week's vacation, this is the bag that I would take. And I keep like tons of die cuts in it and journal cards. Yay! Yes, a lot of us have these kind of bags, you know, sitting under our sink in our bathroom, and we're just not using them. So it's a really great way of actually getting some use out of them. So I just put these little clear plastic bags, I just filled them full of journal cards and stickers. In this case, I put lots of stickers in here. Ooh, sneak peeks. Sneak peeks. Let's get those out of here. Those are all stickers for the launch. And I know, I wonder that too. Don't you guys always wonder stuff like that? Does Orla Kylie know that we're doing that with her bags? I started using the diaper bag as my planner bag, so to speak. And I know a lot of people bought them and are using them for their planners. And if I was Orla Kylie's people, I would be all over that, because I'd be like, ooh, someone discovered a use to use it more than one way. That's just good marketing right there. I would totally tell people or show people what they were up to. Yeah, see? Repurpose, girls. Use all those little zippered pouches and stuff. So I adore these little bags, and I'm actually going to be selling them in the store because I love them so much. They are these little small, like they're like a heavy duty plastic bag, and they have a little hole so you can put a binder ring through them. And they are the perfect size for ephemera that you've taken out of the packaging. And I put them in here, and I can put a binder ring through them so that I have them all in one little shot, or I can just slip them in. But they're wonderful, and they're the perfect size. They don't take up a lot of bulk. So I'm going to be selling those because they're awesome. And then here's my other little travel thing that I do because I love my roller stamps. And this is actually a new little trick I've been doing, so I can show it to you right here, right now, live. And so what I do is there's another use for journal cards. I took a bunch of journal cards that I didn't love. I didn't think that I would ever use them. And I took the backing of all of these roller stamps that I bought. Their packaging always seems to have the roller stamp, like what it has on it, like that. And I went ahead and I cut it out and I pasted it on a journal card. And I added one of my little numbered hexies. And then I'm actually going to show you the right one. There we go. It's right there. So I actually put the matching number on my roller stamp so that tells me what this stamp is. So instead of having to grab all my roller stamps out and look at them, all I have to do is just grab these little cards and then just go through them really quick and see, this is what I want to do. It's the same thing for packing. Like if I want to go on a vacation and take some of my cards, or I'm sorry, my stamps, I just grab these cards and grab just the ones I want and then just stick them on a little binder ring and throw them in my bag. So these were the only ones that I ended up taking with me on my trip to Mexico because I just really liked what they said. I didn't need all of them, just some of them. And I just used that number to tell me which roller stamp to go find in my roller stamp bin. This is probably one of my favorite roller stamps. I love this one. It is awesome. Yay! I'm so glad to hear that. I'm trying to make everybody into a roller stamp addict. When our store reopens and we go back to selling supplies again, I have some new roller stamps that are going to be in the store, which I'm super excited about. So anywho, I'm just showing you, like, this is kind of like what I put together for doing a more massive decorating project. And you could certainly set up a Lister's decorating kit like that. Because, I mean, I think it's a lot of fun to do that. So, girls, I am going to be listing this month. God is my witness. I keep saying it and I don't do it, but I feel bad that I have been slacking so much, and I really need to do these because this one is really meaningful, and you know, it's going to be something I'll be glad that I did. So I'm going to make the time to do it. I think what I'm going to do is find a very simplistic way of doing them, and I think that will make me much more prone to doing it, feeling like I can. So I am really excited about this. It is kind of weird though in a way, knowing that this is the last list of 2015. We've been doing it now for 8 months, and yes, this is true. That's the thing, is because I used to do such elaborate decorating and they were worth uploading to YouTube, then I feel kind of bad if I try and like cop out and do the easy method, and then, you know, is that going to be interesting to watch on YouTube? I don't know. So I've tried all different ways of doing listers. I've done them like in a batch where I'll do like 5 at a time. But typing up my answers and printing them out on a piece of paper, that one has probably been my most like as far as being efficient, that one's been the best for time. I would highly recommend that method if you are short on time. Spend an hour one evening doing as many lists as you can, answering as many of these list prompts using your computer. Just type it up and then print out your answers, and you just cut up the lists and just paste them into your book. When you spend all that time focused on answering, and that's all you're doing, you're not decorating too, you're just answering questions, I feel like I got more authentic answers from myself because I was just in thinking mode. And I printed up as many as I could do it in one time, and then I just had them. So that one right there, yay, I'm so glad you got your kit. So the packaging, here is the ListersGottaList. This is actually somebody's order, but I wanted to show you really quick. So when you get a Listers kit, you get a little card in here, and it will tell you where to go on the YouTube channel to see the kit. And in this case, if you gave this kit as a gift to someone, there's actually a place that tells them where to go to download the prompts. And then under here is the beautiful little shreddy paper, and then the kit is sandwiched in there, wrapped with love. I was watching the team wrapping today and boxing these up, and I'm just like, I'm in amazement that I have 6 employees working here at my house every day boxing up orders. Like, it was just months ago. It was just months, people, months, because we only launched a year ago. So today is my 1-year anniversary of launching a business. So we started these kits in May. So it has not been that long we've been doing it, and already I have 6 people packaging and boxing stickers and kits, and it's just like incredible. It's so fast. Our growth is so quick. I don't even know what to do anymore. I don't know what to do with myself. So yes, thank you very much. 1 year today, 1 year ago today, Mr. Crafty and I opened our little store, and we were so excited. We had 52 orders and we high-fived. I was so excited. I think I had like 3,000 followers, and we had 52 orders, and I just remember that we just did like a little happy dance. We were just so happy with that. And you know, whatever we've gotten, we've always been so grateful for it. And I just think it's so amazing how far the Reset Girl as a brand has come. Like, all the different amazing things. And the Listers thing is near and dear to my heart, because this is what is so close to so many girls' heart. And that's why I continue doing it, is because I get so many emails from women all over the world who are either been struggling with health issues or mental health issues, or just having, you know, sad events happen in their lives. And this small little activity of doing listing has really cheered them up, has given them something that's more positive to focus on, being crafty for the first time, just like me, it's really made them go, wow, I can do this. And it's fun. And that fun makes them want to do it every day. And somehow just that practice of doing something fun and good for yourself can somehow help you break through that cloud of depression, can help you break through the attitude that nothing's going to get better. It's the smallest things sometimes in life that kind of help us break through. And I could not ask for a better, bigger blessing than knowing that some of the things that I do every day touch so many lives. That is that I can't put a price on that. That's bigger to me than selling stickers. It's the reason why I do this, because I could sell anything, right? We could sell any product out there, but it's different when things that you say and things that you do and share from your heart, that those things encourage people. That's really what I want to do more than anything else. So I am very well, thank you. I have found that being honest with you girls and telling you how awkward I have felt most of my life, being an introvert and, not letting myself be crafty, all these things, like there's so many of you who are like, me too. And the more I am honest about those things, the more I think people feel like, wow, I don't feel so alone. And that's wonderful. That's one of the greatest things about our community, is that we have each other to look at and go, this woman gets me. I can tell her about that I went to 10 different Michaels last night looking for the perfect washi, and she won't judge me. Right? Or is that just me? So, well, thank you. My heart is big. God has given me a very big heart for this community, and I pray for us. I lift all of us up that we would have a fantastic year ahead of us. There are so many fun things I have planned. I'm going to do a very special edition of Listers for January, and I'm going to be launching a new group on Facebook that I'm super excited about, because a lot of you girls, have hopes and dreams for your life, and I really want to help encourage you to succeed at those things and your goals. So I will be launching a very special Facebook group and a kit to support the goals that a lot of us have. I know I have goals, and I'm sure a lot of you have them. It's one of the things as planner girls that is very common for most of us, is we tend to be very goal oriented. We want to get our tasks accomplished. So I know, right? I don't know if I can handle it either. It's just too much goodness. So I have a whole empire of groups that I want to start, because I'm all about community, and I want a listers group and a group for the Carpe Diem planner girls. If you have not joined that is there too. I wanted to show you, as a matter of fact, I queued up that I have. I don't know if you, how many of you are in the Listers Gotta List Facebook group, but it's there calling you. So if you have not tried Listers, there's a group to support you with the most sweetest, wonderful women on Facebook ever. They are absolutely wonderful. This is right here. You're looking at the happiest place on Facebook. I'm telling you right now. Just super adorable women. Some of them are doing listers for the first time, and they're so shy to show their list for the first time, but you get nothing but support and encouragement, and that right there is the most awesome part of having a community and what I'm about. And I've gotten to teach listers classes live in a workshop, which was fantastic. I would love to continue doing that. I really want to push listers more next year, and I would love to see it adopted in schools, because there's so many kids who need activities to do, and there's actually a fair number of teachers that do it now in their classroom. They write me all the time and tell me. So, yeah, I'm just reading what you guys are writing now. Aw, thank you. You were at my class. Ooh, hi, Miss Lisa. Yes, I loved that class, and I would love to do that more. So next year I have plans to get out and do more workshops. I want to go out into the Planner Girl Nation and teach more workshops and encourage you, face-to-face encourage you to get your crafty on. So I definitely want to expand what it is I'm doing. So I'm going to have a group for those of you who have goals for 2016 you want to see accomplished, and you want to be in a positive, helpful environment where we're all using different methods of goal achievement. It's just like planning, right? There's a planner out there for everybody, but sometimes you got to try different planners to get there. Goal achievement is kind of the same way. There's a lot of schools of thought of different types of goal achievement, and people have different types of like goal achievement books and that kind of thing. So there's lots of different ways of doing it. So I wanted to just create a community where we could just, you know, like share, this is what I'm doing and this is what I'm doing. And I have a fantastic, hopefully you think so too, a fantastic kit that I am going to offer as a subscription, which I know a lot of you are going to love. A really simple, inexpensive kit that will just be all about encouraging you for your goals. So that is my big, my next big thing for to launch after these stickers go live. So I am, I hope so. Yay, subscriptions, right? I know a lot of you girls are always asking me to do subscriptions, but this particular subscription I am absolutely, I 1000% think is a great idea. Hopefully you'll think it's a great idea too. So I will be sharing more information about that very shortly, but I want you to consider joining Lister's Got a List Facebook group if you have not done that. And oh yeah, the Craftsman tote. I love that tote. You just ordered your very first EC, huh? Wow. That was actually one of the first planners I bought, and I tried it, and it wasn't for me. So yay! I think it's going to be fun. We can be transparent and say, look, these are my goals. And I think that's part of it, is when you keep it to yourself and you don't make yourself accountable, it's easy to just kind of forget about it. By about March, I think some of us kind of fall off the goal wagon. So I don't want to do that. So I will just be super bold about, like, this is what my goals are. And encourage you to do the same. And, you know, goals can be big or small. It could be like, I want to lose 20 pounds this year. Or it could be, I want to pay off my debt, or I want to buy a house, or I want a husband. That was my goal. I put that down as a goal, and I succeeded. So whatever that is, I just think that it would be great for us to have a place where we could share that. And I am all about being positive and encouraging, and that's the kind of groups that I'm really strict about having. So I definitely will be promoting that in the future, and inviting you girls to join. And oh, I see we're giving tips on shopping. So again, this is the Lister's Got a List group, and that right there is the way to get to it. Group, Lister's Got a List. And I have a couple groups right now, but I will let you guys know as soon as I get to the next one. Now I'm just reading your comments. Now you guys are just entertaining me. So I really enjoyed spending this time with you girls, as always. You know, I have to tell you something. I was really kind of scared about Periscope at first, because I thought there would be all this pressure to be perfect and, you know, live, and I wouldn't be able to edit anything. But the truth is that I really do enjoy this. You guys being live and being able to talk to me and be in real time, like, that's, I do love it. And it's fun. It makes me feel like you guys are right here. And the planner honeys are coming. Yes, and you hold on to that, husband. The launch event, so let me show you where the launch event is. So if you go to my page, okay, so there's my page, The Reset Girl, and you just like it right there. That's how you basically get it into your feed. I have an event going on right now, which of course probably, let's see, it looks different on my my mobile than it does in real life. Okay, I think this is it. Now you guys are seeing the truth of how inept I am with Facebook. I'm not good with Facebook. Instagram is my jam. You guys know that, but this is not. Okay, so here's my Facebook group. Or, I'm sorry, my Facebook page, not my group. And there is a link on there to join my event. It's just sitting there on the feed. And it's December 5th, my new shopping collection launch. And today, I had already posted about the planner honeys that are coming. And I've just kind of been putting like little, I'll put sneak peeks in there. And there's other sweet girls that are posting pictures of how they're prepping their planner for the big event, which is awesome. Oh, that makes my heart sing when I see that. I cannot wait to debut these stickers, girls, at all. It's just, I can't even sleep at night right now. Because I'm so anxious to get them out and get them into your hands. So this is the Reset Girl page, and all you have to do is just click on the little link that you want to join in, and then you will, and I will do that, Marilyn. I will let him know that the planner girls out there say thank you for the honeys, because yes, they are a ton of work. They are high maintenance girls, I have to tell you. But they deserve this new life, and they're going to look fabulous in your planner. So I am going to get a really fun little graphic so it will not be that boring gray. That is kind of lame. I promise you it's a more fun party than that. Oh, hi! Cheap as chips! I'm telling you, Australians have the best slang. I think we slack in that area in comparison. All right, girls, so I am going to go. I actually have to work on our new store tonight, so I wanted to jump on here and make sure we talked about listers and talk about the very last list of 2015 and all the holiday-related good stuff that it is. So, and thank you after your no-buy. So those of you who have opted for a no-buy for December, I don't know what you were thinking. But it's all good. My stickers will be around in January and February, so I still love you anyway. We can still be friends, I promise. So love you too. And I am going to be trying to do a Periscope. Probably, I kind of wanted to do one every day, and I wanted to start showing you, talk about the actual launch and the new collections, and kind of tell you about what each collection means and all that good stuff. So I hope that you like my page and join the event, because I will be posting more in there, and you guys will have first dibs at seeing any sneak peeks before anybody else, and more information is coming, and I will be having giveaways on that page, so y'all better come check it out. So thank you so much for spending this evening with me. I appreciate it so much. I appreciate all of you to pieces. You have no idea how much I love you girls. And I hope you all have a wonderful night. And if you have some time and you have not gone on to Listers Got a List, I would print out those prompts so that you can start listing, because tomorrow is December 1st, and it would be awesome to have you join if you have not. So I love you girls. Mwah, mwah, mwah. You guys all have a good night. Get lots of rest. Bye everybody. Bye.